Hello, everybody, and good evening, and welcome to Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience, episode number 24, 25. Anyway, either way, it's been a great ride so far. So I hope you're all enjoying. And I just ask a favor: if you really enjoy my videos, please share them. Share them to your friends on social media, ship them off in an email, whatever it is. But if you think somebody could definitely benefit from listening, share it. Thank you. So let's see. This week, I kind of think I know what I want to talk about, but I think I want to pull a card first, as I always do, because I think that's going to guide us right to where we need to be. So here we go. It is October. What do we need to know? Divine order. Okay. So, divine order, just for the sake of reading it. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. And that is something that is so on point. I want to say, like, right now, October, we're getting ready. I don't know if you've all been feeling it, but I know I've been feeling it. It has been so crazy energy. Even my kids, two of my kids are teachers, and they're like, the kids have just been like over the top. And it's unusual because it's not their normal behaviors. And I think there's like 4 different retrogrades that go throughout the year that start like at the beginning of the year, end at the end of the year kind of thing, in the middle of the year to the end of the year. And it's just between that and the storms that have been out there. And it's just the energy is shifting in a way that is just like, what is happening? Okay. So yeah, I mean, October is normally the time, like, okay, it's fall, it's pumpkins, it's apples, it's cider, it's all those great things. But it's also the time to reap your harvest. So think about that. How many of you have put out in the beginning of the year, like, oh, this is my goal, this is my dream, these are the seeds that I'm planting, this is what I want to grow in my life. And over the summer, you're watching things shift slightly, and it's like, okay. And a lot of times we see things bloom in the summertime, but this year is all about fall. It's all about everything popping up in fall and everything coming together and falling into place. And I can attest to that because I have been working on something for 9 months, and it took all of that and then some for it to finally come to a fruition just last week. I was like, oh my God. Something that normally could have been done within a month took 9. And it's like, again, divine order. Okay? There's always a reason for everything. Do I agree with it? Not always. But, one, it could be a lesson in patience. It could be a lesson in learning to speak up. It could be a lesson in learning that you're done tolerating the BS from other people. Whatever it may be. It's all divine timing. And when I learned to step up and be on top of things more than I normally would, that's when I noticed things were moving faster. So I'm like, okay, I get it. I was supposed to push a little bit more. Okay, well, I pushed and I made things happen, and now things are done. And I can breathe. But yeah, everything is divine timing. And one thing I can tell you, and I'm sure most of you who are listening can attest to this, is that anytime you want or need something and you force or try to control or push more than you should, usually everything falls apart. Does not work out the way you thought it would, and is more disappointing than anything. That's why divine timing is everything. Because the universe is saying, yes, we're going to help you achieve this. Okay? This is what you want. We're going to help you. Follow our guidance. I'm so impatient. Why isn't it happening yet? What's going on? How come I'm not getting your signs? How am I not getting your message? Maybe I missed the message. Did I miss the sign? Maybe I should be doing something. Maybe I should push a little hard. Maybe you should sit still and shut up. Okay? And not to sound so blunt, but it's like, yeah, as human beings, we need to learn to sit down and shut up sometimes. Everything, again, is divine timing. There's always a reason. Everything has to fall into place just right. Think of it this way. To set up a scenario for you, think of a candy factory. It would be like trying to put the candy in the wrappers before the candies have hardened. What a mess that would be, right? You have to start in the beginning with the ingredients, mixing, cooking, forming, hardening, and then wrapping, right? So why do we go from ingredients to wrapper? It doesn't work that way. There's things that have to happen in between in order for everything to work out perfectly the way we need it to. So that's where everything is about patience. And I know this is something, oh my God, I hear it all the time. I hate patience. I'm so sick of being patient. How long is patience? It's like, it could be a day, it could be a week, it could be a month, it could be a year, it could be 5 years. You never know. But everything happens the way it's supposed to and how it's supposed to, when it's supposed to. And once you get to the point of like, oh my God, I'm there, now you realize why you had to wait. Okay? So I look at it this way. I mean, there are things that I'm like, why is life slowing down? Why is it not busy? Why is it not moving forward? And this is one of the experiences I had. And all I kept hearing is if we pushed you forward to make you busier, you would be doing better. And if you're doing that much better, there's other assistance you wouldn't receive because you're doing better. And I'm like, huh? Okay. But once it came together, I was like, oh, okay, I get it now. So it's like patience. Wait, you need all these little pieces. Then we'll add your piece in, and then you'll have the pie. I'm like, all right, I get that now. That makes sense. So sometimes it's just the way it is. You know, it's everything is timing. Everything. I mean, when I took my angel certification course, I did that back in 2009. Oh my God. And I can remember, I want to say it was 2007, and I saw it online and I went, oh my God, that's what I want to do. And I opened up the event and I read the whole thing. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. And then I went, no. It was an hour away from my house. And I am like, no, I am not traveling an hour to go take a class. No, not doing it. That's BS. Not doing it. I'll wait and see if somebody else closer does it. The following year, that class came back up again. I opened it and I'm like, nope. Still too far. I'm not traveling an hour to go take this class. And mind you, this was like 10 weeks, like every Monday for 10 weeks, an hour up, 3 hours in the class, an hour back. That was like 5 hours of time at night, no less. So it was like getting home late and getting up the next day, going back to work. And I'm like, no, not doing it. Well, the reason why I was so against it is because it wasn't time for me to take that class. Because in 2009, when that teacher posted that class, I went, oh my God, it's here. I'm doing it. And I went, click, just like that. Did not care it was going to take me an hour to get there. Did not care I was going to be out for 5 hours. Did not care I was going to go to bed late. It was time. I wanted it. I was doing it. And that was the end of story. So again, it's divine timing. It's almost like the universe is saying, see this? You're going to do this. Just not now. And you want it, but you're not willing to do it. And again, because it's not time. Because the minute it was time, I had no issues with it whatsoever. So that is divine timing. So many things just happen in divine timing. And I'm sure you all have your experiences of things that have gone on. But again, if we push and we shove and it's like wanting to do something and you know you want to do it, but for some reason, now, so this is the difference. Do we do something just because we feel like it's something to do? Or do we do something because we truly feel it within ourselves, like my angel class, and we want it, okay? So if you notice like, oh my God, I really want to do this, but yet every time I try to move forward, I feel like I'm being pushed back. Take that as a sign from your divine people saying, not yet, hold on, okay? It could be the timing is off. It could be it's not the right class setting for you. Because I always say, like when I have classes for Reiki or anything else I'm teaching, the right people always show up. And the group that I have always seems to need each other in that moment. Like, oh my God, I know why I'm here, because I needed to hear you say that. I needed you to, say this. or whatever's going on. So yes, if you know you're supposed to be doing something, you can feel it deep down in the depths of your heart, like, I've got to do this. This is a purpose for me. Then yes, you'll do it. Just ask for the timing. Not that they're going to say, okay, June 7th of 2027. It's help me to know when it's time to jump on it. Okay. Just like my angel class. Again, 2007, not doing it. 2008, I'm not doing it. 2009, sign me up. It was just, I knew it. I felt it. I clicked it. It worked. Boom, done. So, you'll know. But again, if you find that you're hitting the wall and things are more difficult than you imagine, then guess what? Back up. Sit down. Wait. It's not time yet. Okay? Again, it's not that it's not meant for you. It's just not the right time. There's a difference. There's people out there who just want to do things just for the fact of doing them, or just do them because everybody else is doing them. And again, they'll hit resistance and they'll force and push through that resistance and then complain later like, well, that was useless. I didn't like that at all. One, you're probably doing something it's not meant for you. Never follow the masses. Do what's right for your own heart. Be the leader of your own pathways, So again, it's divine timing. So your intuition is on point when it comes to divine timing. You definitely know. Okay. If it's time, I've had situations with people I know who have had loved ones, parents, spouses, whatever, even children that are ill, need a lot of care. And as the family member, you want to be there for them and you want to do for them and take care of them. But then again, I've run into this a lot with readings. It's like, well, I feel guilty throwing my mom or dad or whoever into a nursing home or an assisted living. I'm like, yeah, but what is it doing to you? I'm exhausted. I can't. I just can't. I'm getting cranky and I'm getting angry and I've lost my patience and I don't know what to do anymore. I'm pulling my hair out. That means you know what you need to do. You'll feel it. It's the only thing that holds us back sometimes is that guilt. As much as years and years ago, families took care of them families. Parents got old, the siblings took care of them. If somebody had a baby, everybody pitched in to help out so that person wouldn't feel so overwhelmed. Families work together to take care of each other. Today, in this day and age, we can't do that always. If you're lucky enough to have somebody in your life who's there for you to support you and help you as much as they can and for as long as they can, then great. But at some point, it does come to a place where you have to make a choice. And that's the divine timing. You'll know when it's time to get more assistance, to maybe place your loved one in a home or an assisted living or something of that sort, because again, today's lifestyle, it's work. You got this, you got that, you got this, you got that. And it's like, it's one more thing on our plate. I don't want to sound selfish, like it's all about me, no, it's not. It is and it isn't, you know what I mean? We have to have compromises at time when our loved ones need us. We can be there for them. But when it becomes a 24/7 thing and you still are working, maybe still have, kids at home, because parents can get sick at any age. They don't all necessarily get sick at 80 and 90 years old. It can happen at 40, 50, 60. And the kids are already given this responsibility of starting their own families and still taking care of the older families. And it's like, oh my God. So when do I know if it's time? You'll know. You'll feel it. This is where you have to separate your heart and your head. Because in your heart, you're like, there's no more balance. I can't do this anymore. I think it's time. And then we give ourselves that 2.3 seconds and the ego goes, well, that's not very nice of you. That's your mother. That's your father. That's your so-and-so. You're supposed to take care of them. They took care of you. You got to take care of them. But again, our lifestyles today are not what they were 50 years ago. 50 years ago, everybody would live in the same damn house and everybody would take care of everybody. If you can do that, fantastic. But for the most part, I would say majorities can't do that anymore because of lifestyle changes. Life has gotten busy, and in households where, like when I grew up, my mom didn't work. My mom took care of us. She took care of the house. You know, she did the cooking, the cleaning, the errands, the banking, all those things, and took care of us. Now, back then, that was the norm. Today, if you can do that and you want to do that and it's an agreement between those of the household, then fantastic. But for the most part, people can't do that either anymore. So what happens? You know, everybody's got to work, and you got to work extra to make sure you pay for the child care. You make sure you take care of this and take care of that. And it's a vicious circle. It really is. So yeah, we can't always live in the same space. We can't always take care of each other the way we would hope. But that's the world we live in at the moment. So the difference between your ego telling you, oh, just put them in a home, you won't have to deal with it anymore, or that point where you get to where I feel guilty doing this. You know what I mean? You're not living in your ego where you're like, screw them, I'm going to go live it up. I'm going to party hardy. I'm going to do my bucket list. I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. They can go rot in a nursing home. I don't care. Oh my God, that's vicious, but that's ego. Okay? If you're in your heart center and you got that guilt comes from your heart center. It really does. It's like, I don't want to put my person in a home, but I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I can't even keep up with myself right now. I need help. And sometimes that help does mean placing people somewhere. So again, divine timing. You'll know, the angels will let you know, your loved ones will let you know, your guides, all of them, you know, they will let you know for sure what's going on. So let's add to that. When we learn to be patient and allow divine timing to kick in, boom, victory, right? Everything falls into place and everything works. Yay. So, but that's what we want. You know, it's why fight? You know, it's like, why resist all the time? You know, why fight against the tides? Whatever you want to call it. We need to learn to be patient. We need to learn to step back and watch and just wait until that heart center goes, oh my God, I'm doing this, right? It's just out of nowhere. I'm doing this. And there's no resistance. There's no ego going, you can't do this or whatever. You know what I mean? And that's just when it's time. When it's time, it's time. You just jump on it and you go. And yes, victory. Everything falls into place. I tell people all the time, life is supposed to be easy. And what I mean by that is if you're following your instincts, your gut, your heart, your intuition, signs, messages, then everything works out smoothly, right? Everything flows, everything's doing its thing, whatever, right? When we resist, when we don't follow our intuition, don't follow our gut, what happens? We're hitting the wall, we're falling down, nothing's working right, I'm cranky, what's going on? I don't get it. Why is this so hard? Think about it, okay? I just had somebody here recently, same thing. It was like, was thinking about going somewhere and, you know, it required flights and all this stuff. And it was like, no. They were just like in this position of not trusting themselves about the trip. And it was like, the message got so loud and so strong towards the end. And the last minute decision was like, you know what? We're going. That's it. And all of a sudden it was like, booked a flight just like that, booked an Airbnb just like that, let the family know they were coming, and everything fell into place. Boom, 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 done. That's easy. See how everything fell into place? That's how it should be. We're the ones who resist, and we're the ones who fight, okay, and control, and, you know, yes, control. You know why I say control? Because we want to make it happen the way we think it should happen, and that's not how it works, you know. It's just like when you offer time or energy or space to a friend, and then once they accept that and they come into your space, you're like, well, you can be in my space, but you can't do this, you can't do that, and I know there's boundaries, but you're controlling it to the point of you're creating more stress and control to the situation that it's making it more uncomfortable than anything. Does that make sense? Okay. It's kind of like, I don't know, again, some people I think just want to be that person that does all for everyone, but yet when they're giving you their all, they're expecting things in return. They're expecting you to come at it the way they want you to come at it. And it's like, what? No. It's like, you don't offer somebody, I don't know, for example, I don't know, I'll say, you can come stay at my house, but you can't do this, you can't do that, don't touch this, don't touch that. You can only sleep on the bed and don't do anything. It's like, what? Like, don't be all open and forthcoming, like, oh, please come stay at my house and, whatever, I'll be here for you. You don't have to pay for a hotel, whatever. But then, I mean, it gets to the point where it's probably more worth paying the hotel, so at least you can have peace of mind. You know what I mean? And it's craziness, but these things do happen, It's just like expectations. People get caught up in their expectations, and it's like, well, they know a scenario is coming up and they're expecting A, B, C, boom, just like that. And then instead it comes in as C, A, B. And it's like, well, that's not how that works. Well, that's how it works for me. Oh, no, we can't do that. Like, because their expectation was this, and when they only got this, they became very upset. And it's like, stop looking at everything with full expectations. How about you just go in with an open mind, right? How about you just take things as they come? How about you just grateful for what it is? I know as human beings we put out expectations, like, especially when you hear something like, oh my God, have you seen the newest movie? It's the greatest thing ever. Oh my God, it was fantastic. I was like in awe. I was like, oh, I want to go back and see it again. And it's like, oh my God, I got to go see this movie. This movie's fabulous. And then you get in there, you watch it, and you go, that movie sucked. Right? Why? Expectation. Because you have to understand that everything in this world means something different for everybody. Now, how many of you, and I'm sure you're all going, yeah, me, have mentioned to a friend like, oh, you've got to try this restaurant. The food is phenomenal. And then you go and the food sucks. Well, again, there's a lot of factors involved. Maybe it's not your kind of food. Not everybody likes Greek food or Mediterranean food or Chinese food or Italian or whatever. Everybody has their own opinion of food. So, you can offer a suggestion to somebody, say, hey, look, I went to this place. I loved it. This is the type of food they serve. So, it's up to you if you would like that kind of food, but I thought it was fantastic. So then you can go in with an open mind and say, let's just see what happens. And then you might get it and go, it's okay, it's good. Not my favorite, I wouldn't go like, whoa, like this is phenomenal. But again, if we don't put a lot of expectation out there, then we allow ourselves to experience whatever it is in the moment. And then we can say, well, that was great, or that was all right, or you know what, I really didn't care for it. Whatever it is, So there's so many things that we I don't know, maybe don't pay attention to, or maybe it's just one of those things like that's how we were brought up, and it's like sometimes we just want what other people have. Maybe this person's always happy. Maybe this person goes out to great restaurants and eats great food all the time, and you can't do that. So therefore you're like, well, right? It's like, don't do that. Don't do that. Everybody's life is in a different position. And there are some who have little and there's some who have lots. And what matters is how they all treat each other. And what matters is what they do with what they have. People who have little give lots. Sometimes people who have lots give nothing. Right? And then you have those in between that do what they can when they can, but are most grateful for every moment they do have. And if they're willing to participate in the giving tree, well, then they're happy to do so. So there's so much difference in this world with people and everything else. But again, it brings me back to, this is your life. So what are you going to do with it? Stop putting out expectations. Just, you know what? I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go enjoy that. I'm going to go experience this. And I'm just going to go with the flow and see what happens. And then you can say, hey, it was great. Oh, hey, it was okay. Yeah, I didn't care for it. Whatever. You know what I mean? But you don't know until you experience it for yourself through your own eyes, not through the eyes of someone else's experience. So, again, timing, victories, expectations, like all these different things just keep popping up. And it's like, I think that's why sometimes people are just so disappointed, because they're spending their days and nights expecting everything that they experience to be the same as everybody else's. And when it doesn't happen that way, well, life sucks and it's not fair and and it's like, oh my goodness. Your life is yours, no one else's. So wherever you are in life, if you want more, then go after more. There's enough in this world for everybody. And there's plenty in the world for everybody to be as abundant as each other. The difference is those who have tons and tons and tons go after it. They go after it. Now, I know some people might say, well, how am I supposed to do that when, I have to work and I have a family and I have, this and I have that, and how can I do more? And what excuse, right? And yeah, you may be saying, oh, that's not excuses, that's reality. It's like, no, your reality is what you make of it. I was in a position one time where I felt like I was going to be stuck in the lowest part of my life and never get out of it. I'm like, this is it. This is my life. And then, yeah, I had my pity party and I was upset and I was going through a lot of stuff at the time. And I'm like, you know what? No, I'm done. I don't want to be like that. No. Nope. I can be just like other people. I can go after what I want because I want it and work hard and accomplish anything and everything I want to. And that's what happened. So, those are the things we have to think about. It's not wishing for what everybody else has and expecting some magical genie to come by and place it in your lap. It's wanting what I want for my life and for what my life needs and what it needs in it and who it needs in it and all the different factors. You want it, go get it. Again, this is self-service, okay? Life is self-service. Yeah, every once in a while somebody throws you a bone and says, here you go. And you're like, wow, that just fell into my lap. Well, good for you. It's going to happen. Those little things do happen. But for the majority, you got to get up and go serve yourself. This is your life. You have to go after it. You have to do it. You have to make it happen. You just need patience, right? I know, nobody likes that card. It was in the middle. I just pulled it out. It's all about patience. It's about understanding yourself, understanding your limits, understanding all kinds of things. But just doing the best you can, being positive, being uplifted, being motivated. And yes, you're going to have days where you don't feel like that. And that's when you say, okay, I'm taking 5. I'm done. Don't want to do this today. Then don't. Then later on or the next day, okay, new day, new time. What am I doing today? Let's get to it. Right? Those are the things you do. Those are the things you go after. Those are the things that matter. Excuse me. So those are some things to think about this week. Again, live your life. It's yours. Go after what you want. It's there. Push through. Have patience. Stop putting out expectations. Just let go and allow. Allow life to unfold before you. Follow your signs. Follow your messages. Whatever it may be. Be patient. Be kind. Right? Remember, everything happens in divine timing. And when it does, everything will work out perfectly. And in the end, you'll see why everything happened the way it happened. Because it needed to happen that way. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for watching. Again, if you can, please share the videos. If you know somebody who could definitely benefit from listening to this one, then share it with them. You know, it's not about me getting, I don't know, more views or more likes or whatever. So I don't know. I just make these videos and I post them. Whatever happens, happens. Again, I let go and I allow. But again, it's to help whoever needs help. And whoever can benefit from it, then let them see it. That's how I look at it. So that's our little talk for this week. Again, it's not super long, but long enough. I don't want to keep you guys all night long like, okay, is she done talking yet? But anyway. So thank you again for watching Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience. And I'm sure a lot of what we've talked about tonight are experiences that you have had already. So now you know the difference between the way we used to do things and the way we should do things. It makes life a little easier for us. All right. So thanks again, guys. Have a great night, and I'll talk to you next week.